Assalamu alaikum. Myself, the constitutional advocate, and today is the 26th of the May year 2025, and I'm going to raise a lot of the multiple questions regarding the female rights in the Pakistan. I was basically observing the confrontational, brutal brought up of the females' children. That when we just observe the confrontational reproduction growth rate of the females in the Pakistan, the surprising fact which is inclined in the chart flows of the modern era regarding the crimes. So we are observing that the females are not willing to address the resolved method of the solvency factors. So a lot of the females which become the targeted area in the public sector becomes a part and parcels of the love triangles in the public sector, and after being manipulated, such females want to address the resolutions which appears to be a known restoration order. So we are surprised after observing such conflict of the interest of the human rights in the Pakistan. This is a primary ingredient in the Pakistan leading to the fluctuation growth rate of the females. Now it is a secondary issue that in Pakistan the females are around about 70% production is the female production, and the remainder 30% is the male dominant societies, and the rest of the 20% of the male dominant society appears to be male groomed male dominant societies. And now we have to understand that if those males who have reproduced into the malnourished area or malnutrients, and they have no reliable area of thinking regarding the critical observations of the rights of the performance of the marriage ceremony. Now it is a brutal question that when it comes to provide an output marriage external or internal audit schemes in the Pakistan, now we have to restore such judicial, quasi-judicial, administrative targeted area of the inclined area of the legal reformative thinking, that this is the applied area of this century, that the females which are posing to be unmarried in the public sector amounts to be a outlook question of the public demoralized sanctions, yes, out of the marital dissolutions. And thereafter we are observing that even such females are not married in time, and their parents are not willing to provide, or if their parents are willing to provide the shelter of convenience and shape value of the marriage, thereafter the next person or next kin of the family where they have to make their female get married do not want to reserve a feeling of the marriage in this concurrent area of the misery regarding the human's misery. So we are surprised surprised as to observe the conflict of the interest of the females' rights in the Pakistan. The conflict of the interest of the rights of the females in the Pakistan appears to be the prime ingredient regarding the intangible rights as well as the intangible and tangible rights of the females. And in both sectors, the males are rotating in order to evaluate the intangible restoration of the judicial rights, quasi-judicial rights to the females which were not married. And if a female which is not married and she has crossed the age of 40 years, then the expectations of the child would be around about 50 years. So these are some affirmative facts. Now we have to contradictory observations of the laws here. We have to consider such facts of the existence that in Pakistan and in the Middle East countries, the females become subjected to the open litigations in the public sector after facing brutal area of thinking regarding their marriage ceremonies. And a lot of the females goes for suicidal attempts like over processed food taking and having the alcohol drugs addicts. Females are becoming a part and parcels of the public society. It doesn't matter that whether a female is rich or poor. It appears to be the contradictory statement of the said females in question, which just always want to have the man of principles or man of wisdom or elite mans. Such females always have to face the music of the tranquility or public tranquilities in the public sector. and we are totally surprised after observing such conflict of the interest of the rights of the females. Whereas I had raised so many times this question, the prudent question, that there must be the marriage bureau committee, legal government organization which should provide the ultimate 10-point agenda of mine, which I just restored to the public, that their females should be wedded before the 25th years of the age, 25 years of age. Thereafter, it doesn't matter that such females would subject to the education or not, because today it is a modern misery that the males, they don't want to repatriate to the economical reserved area of thinking, because they are just observing the outstanding liability of their own. Yes, so a lot of the males, they are subjected with the outstanding remaining liabilities, and they don't want to restore the right to the females in share values of that intangible thoughts. And thereafter 70% of the reproduction growth rate appears to be the male hierarchy, female hierarchy in the public sector, which is an other outstanding liability to the rest of the remainder groups of the 30% of the male dominant societies in the Pakistan. Out of the 30% of the male dominant societies, 20% of the male dominant society appears to be the mal-groomed. Mal-groomed mean bad, brought up, and 10% appears to be the intelligent. Now it appears that round about one male could marry 9 female, which is unequitable to be a point of moderate line of thinking. And this is the way the moderate females, if get married to a bad male, she wants to divorce in hand, and thereafter such females want to restore the question of public peace in the public sector through the courts of sessions judges. And thereafter such females don't have the reliable inclined area of critical thinking regarding the reproduction growth rate of the upcoming generation in hand in share value of a marriage or a divorce. These 2 points conflict of interest as a matter of right, and we have to understand that the conflict of interest regarding the 2 points always contradict to the outstanding liability. Likewise, the children are also outstanding liability. So in Pakistan, India, Malaysia and other Asian countries like China, they consider the female as an outstanding liability in share value of a marriage, or to anything which bridal gifts and marriage of a female would be considered as a liability. And we have to make such compulsory audit assessment regarding the marriage rights in the Pakistan, that upcoming generations won't face liability like a marriage. So today, modern era, the males and females, they are considering the marriage to be a liability, but it is not like a liability, it is a responsibility in association with the upcoming generation. Now the children which have been produced, they are not willing to address their reserved area of thinking of their problems into the solutions. They are considering the solutions into the solutions. It won't work like that. We have to consider the critical thinking regarding the human decomposition elements before to get married in time. Yes, so stay blessed, take care.